You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. Going to give you a holiday fix. Episode 70 of the SZN podcast. I'm your boy Cam.
I'm your boy Flows.
And just before we kick off proceedings, make sure you check us out on all the streaming platforms. Go to our Twitter and Instagram, strapszn pod, I think on the Twitter, and strapszn podcast on the Instagram. There's a link in the bios of both of those sites. And then there's a link that takes us through to all of where our links are in terms of any streaming platform that you fancy, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, all of that. Please make sure you like, subscribe, give us a nice review, all that good stuff.
Yes,
but
sir.
yeah, man, let's get straight into it because boy, do we have a bumper episode for you guys today. It's that time of the year again. Obviously, season's greetings to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Wishing you
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year in advance. Yeah, all that good stuff. But obviously, it's that time to give out some awards, bro. We want to do the strapszn 2020 award show. It's going to go down now. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this one, bro. I really am. We got a lot to get through.
Yeah. Last year was fun.
Last year was very fun. And I think this year is going to be very fun again.
I feel like I should have got suited and booted if we're handing out awards. Man. Make this a proper ceremony.
It's true, you know. We might have to incorporate that from now on. We'll see. But yeah, man, because we've got quite a lot of topics to cover and a lot of categories to go through, a lot of nominees to name. Let's dive straight in, man.
Let's go.
We'll go with the big one. What's even they're all big awards, they're all important awards. But I've got here on my list Fight of the Year first. So last year we did I think we sort of like did a 1, 2, and 3, first, second, and third place in it. But what I'll do, I'll kick off proceedings by sort of naming all the fights of the fights of 2021 that I think should be nominated. I'm sure you're going to have very similar ones as well. And then we can deliberate and pick a top 3. All right, cool. So I've got, for my 2021 Fight of the Year, I've got Fury versus Wilder 3.
Yep.
I've got Fulton versus Figueroa.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Estrada versus Chocolatito 2.
Great fight.
I've got Parker versus Chisora 2.
Mm-hmm.
And one more that I don't think a lot of people would have, this definitely isn't a lot of people's lists, but just to throw one in there, Ted Cheeseman versus Troy Williamson.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
That was a freaking barnstormer. So yeah, out of those ones I've just mentioned, I have a clear top 3 already. But before we deliberate, let me hear what if you have a similar list to me, or there's others that you have on there that I might not have.
Yeah, I think I've got most of the same ones as you. So you had Chocolatito Estrada, Fulton Jr. versus Brandon Figueroa, Fury Wilder, Kambosos Jr. versus Teofimo Lopez, you said as well, right? Well, to add to that, I have Natasha Jonas versus Katie Taylor, which was an amazing fight.
Yeah.
And I also have Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano to add in there as well.
Okay.
So
that was that was a sick fight.
We've got a long list there.
We've got a long list for sure. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you what my clear top 3 was. And I guess you can, let me know if you agree with me on this one. Because, I have a very, very clear top 3. So for me, I mean, no disrespect for those other fighters. I think all fights we've mentioned have been amazing. But for me, the standout 3, if we were to pick a top 3, would be Fury versus Wilder 3, Fulton versus Figueroa, and Estrada versus Chocolatito 2.
Okay, yeah.
Any arguments there from you?
Not really. I like Chocolatito Estrada 2 was in mine just because of how many punches they were throwing, and they were toe to toe. Fury Wilder was there for me as well. Brilliant fight. But I liked the Jonas Katie Taylor fight, bro, because I remember I was standing up. I was standing up watching that fight. I remember because Parker Chisora was the main event, and I was like, I'm happy to switch this off.
Yeah.
I'm happy because that was just a great fight. But yeah, I think that's the only one I'll chuck in. I also like Castagna versus Jamel, but
that was a great fight. Yeah,
but because they both hurt each other in that fight as well, which was really interesting, and the crowd's reaction. But for me, I like Taylor Jonas, bro.
So my question to you is then, if you were to insert Taylor Jonas, what out of the three I picked out, what would you drop?
Because I shortlisted the same ones as you, and I think I had guaranteed Chocolatito Estrada 2 in there. Fury Wilder. It kind of has to be there, not because the fight was it wasn't really competitive to me. If we're being honest, it wasn't that too competitive.
It wasn't.
But it was just the magnitude of the fight and what was happening, what we were witnessing was crazy. I'm gonna have to drop Figueroa and Fulton Jr. Even though it was a great fight, I enjoyed it, I loved it, but it was aspects of it was annoying me because Brad, I don't know, it's hard to drop it. But I don't know. That's the one I'll drop if I was to drop one for Jonas versus Katie Taylor.
Wow. Okay.
And I think
for me, if I'm to drop one, because to me, shall I tell you, it's clear. I personally have Chocolatito versus Gonzalez. No, so Chocolatito versus Estrada 2 as my fight of the year.
Yeah, me too.
I had that number one.
Yeah, I'm happy to have that number one. Yeah.
Okay. I personally had Figueroa versus Fulton Jr. as number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
So I then had Fury Wilder as number 3. And I said the reason I'll drop that to number 3 as opposed to having that number 2 is because of the fact that the first 2 fights I mentioned were uber competitive for both fighters. Fury versus Wilder 3 really was a beatdown.
Yeah.
It was Fury beating up Wilder from a certain round up until he knocked him out.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to fight of the year, I think I'll always champion competitiveness over one guy getting beaten up and us enjoying a guy getting beaten up because we don't like that guy, which is kind of what Fury versus Wilder 3 was. Let's be real. So, I think I'm happy to eschew, Fury versus Wilder 3 and insert Jonas thingy. But obviously, disagree with me. If you really want that in there, then we're going to have to deliberate some more.
I don't really, it's not that I really want it in there because also it was a great fight, but I think the clear winner was Katie Taylor in that fight. And I also had Fury Wilder third because of that reason.
Oh, right.
I had it third as well because of that reason.
Yeah.
I'm happy to stick with your top 3, to be honest.
I was going to say, I can't.
We have to give
Jonas Taylor was sick.
You have to give a big honorable mention because I remember at the time, I was stood up and I was like, this is a sick fight because what Jonas was doing in that fight, it was a great fight. And obviously Castagno, Chano stood up, Teofimo Lopez, Camus, all great fights. I think there's a lot of honorable mentions we can establish. But I'll let you have the final say. Because
cool.
I'm undecided.
All right, we'll stick to that list then of because to me, I really rated that Jonas Harper that fight. I really did rate that fight, but to me, that Figueroa Fulton fight was a dog fight, bro. That was a dog fight from both of them, man. And the amount of punches that were being thrown, it was crazy. I'm happy to stick to that list there. Third place, Fury versus Wilder 3. We know why we like that fight. It was a brilliant fight. It ended so well. Big, that's a big fight that sort of delivered. Everyone loved it. And not our man, but the guy we wanted to win won. So happy days. Second place, Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton Jr. Just an incredible fight. Both of them were unifying off the back of winning the title. Went straight into unification, and they did. Congrats to both of them. Amazing. And then last of the 2022 Fight of the Year on the Strap Season podcast, we got to go. Chocolatito versus Estrada 2. Man, sensational stuff. Sensational. Cool. We're all in agreement.
Yeah, I guess. But once again, shout out to Jonas and Taylor still because I like doing that one. But yeah, what's the next category?
The next category, yeah. Next up, we have got. Let me see. Okay, upset of the year.
Oof.
This one's tricky, isn't it? Because there's been hella upsets this year. Do you
Mm.
want to lead us off on this one?
Yeah, I'll list that all. There's been hella upsets. I won't even list out too many because there was a period where Mexicans were killing every British fighter. Upsets of the year, I think I've got to kick off with Cambosis Jr. Beating the takeover Teofimo Lopez.
Massive upset.
Sandor Martin beating the brakes off Mikey Garcia. Kid Galahad being stopped by Kiko Martinez. Brutal fashion. Warrington vacating his title to get slumped by Lara.
Yep.
Who else we got beat down? I guess, even though I didn't really think it was an upset, Ugas beating Pacquiao.
Also on my list. Yep.
A lot of people would say that's an upset, so I have to mention it. And a lot of people will also say Usyk beating AJ was an upset, even though
got that on my list as well.
Isn't really an upset, but it shocked. With those two losses, the last two I just mentioned, Ugas beating Pacquiao and Usyk beating AJ, shocked the boxing world slightly. So yeah, that's my list. Or my nominees, should I say. Give us yours.
I have the exact same list as you. I have one more which I got on there, which you didn't make onto your list. Once again, not so much of a big upset. This is already, I'm not really considering for the top 3 slots, but kind of upset at the time. That was Baumgardner versus Terry Harper. I think Harper was quite a big favorite on that one, and Baumgardner, the way she knocked her out was crazy. But yeah, I'll put that down as an honorable mention, really. Once again, yeah, exact same list as you, apart from that. So when we're looking at, I guess, the top 3, this is actually quite tough, but I think I've got a top 3 on this one.
Say yours. Say yours, because
Lopez and Cambosis is definitely in there.
Yeah,
that's one slot there.
Because we both said Teofimo should smoke him, but
yeah. In fact, I'm going to go out and say that's number 1 already for me. I think that's upset of the year personally, but it can be debated. It's 2 and 3 that's tricky. Because there's to me, there's 3 spots, there's 3 fights vying for 2 places here.
What are those?
Those 3 fights are Warrington Lara, Garcia Martin, and Martinez Galahad.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna go with Kiko Martinez beating Kid Galahad is number 2.
Okay.
And Josh Warrington losing to Mauricio Lara is number 3.
Yeah.
Which just ekes out Garcia Martin.
Okay, yeah. I'm happy with that. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Warrington and Galahad were at the top of their game.
Yes.
They were at the top of their game. Mikey Garcia has been
on the couch.
That's
why, yeah. He was out for 2 years.
He's been on the couch.
So it's more believable, right? If obviously someone that's got so much ring rust to lose to a guy that's active. But Kid Galahad had just destroyed Jazza Dickens to win that title, and had gone on about how he's going to go on strength to strength, and he's not going to, slip up like Warrington did. He literally said that, and he slipped up. And then Warrington, we know, proud Leeds guy. He talks a lot. Talked about, Warrington vacated because he didn't want to fight Kid Galahad. Took an easier opponent, I guess, seen as an easier opponent in Mauricio Lara, a guy that no one had heard of. It is Kiko Martinez. We'd heard of him. No one heard of Mauricio Lara, and he got stopped by that. Yeah, man, that's got to be number 3 for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these were champions. Yeah. It's fair to consider Warrington was a champion, even though he vacated. He was a champion.
Yeah. Considered one of the best in the division. Yeah,
champion. Yeah. Yeah. Mikey Garcia has been on the couch. Never heard of Sandor Martin, by the way. Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. But he's been active. That's the issue, isn't it, bro? He's been active. Yeah.
And even with that one, he clearly won that fight. He won it, but Galahad got stopped badly. Warrington got stopped badly. Warrington was concussed from whatever round. he was concussed from whatever round it was, and he kept on fighting. He got beaten badly. So badly. I'm happy with that list.
Cool.
Read off that top 3 again.
So 3rd place, We got Josh Warrington losing to Mauricio Lara. Second place, we've got Kiko Martinez shocking Kid Galahad, putting him on his back. And then first place, upset of the year. I mean, I think we've already spoken about it at length. George Kambosos, you know, ripping the belts off the takeover Teofimo Lopez, which no one expected, to be honest, no one. And we was pretty bullish about saying that Teofimo was gonna wash him, kind of. No disrespect to George, because we rated him, but we said it wasn't enough. But he didn't do the washing, but you know, he was good value for that W. So shout out to him for scoring upset of the year, man. I'm happy with that ranking right there. Congrats.
And I wanted to mention the reason why we haven't discussed Usyk AJ is because Usyk's a world-class operator. Ugas is a great fighter. We rate him as well. Yeah. Pacquiao seems to be over 40. The hill. Yeah. So I can't really say they're huge upsets because I kind of slightly expected Ugas to beat Pacquiao. But it's hard to write off Pacquiao because he always does a madness. And even Usyk, we both backed AJ, but Usyk's a world-class operator, like we said. Everyone saw that fight. Did it look like an upset? Everyone saw it. There was a clear class difference. So yeah, but we had to mention them, I feel.
Cool. Rattling on. Next award, we've got the male fight of the year and the female fight of the year. Let's kick things off with the male fight of the year. So yeah, okay, I'll leave this one off. I've got a couple here on my list.
A couple?
I've got, but I'm saying that it's not a top three thing, but I'm saying just the names I've got on my list. But obviously, I'll give you the winner which I'm sure you got the same winner as me.
I've got one name.
Yeah, one name. But okay, all right. In fact, you know what? The name is Canelo. Canelo's male fight.
Congrats, Canelo.
Congrats, Canelo. But honorable mentions to George Kambosos.
Okay, yeah.
Alexander Usyk. Stephen Fulton Jr.
Yeah.
And also Josh Taylor.
Yeah, okay.
Honorable mentions, all those guys. And to us, any other year, they could have got it. But the fact is, Canelo has unified an entire division in 1 year. That is just insane. As in, Josh Taylor unified the entire division, but it's taken about 2 years to do that, I think.
Yeah.
Stephen Fulton, also, he's got half of, what division is he again? I keep forgetting. Is it Super Bantam? Not too sure, but one of the lighter weight classes. He won the title, and then the next fight, obviously against Figueroa, was a straight unification. So he's got 2 belts straight away. So phenomenal year for him. Kambosos, what he did, 3 of the 4 lightweight belts. Obviously, as we just said, upset of the year, and Usyk as well. Taking 3 of those belts off AJ in dominating fashion as well. Phenomenal years for them. But what Canelo's done is borderline unheard of, to be honest. It can only be him, innit? It can only be him.
That was the one name on my list. I mean, shout out the other guys, but I didn't bother because I didn't. Like shout out Josh Taylor, Kambosos, Usyk. They done their thing this year.
100%.
But what Canelo done? Yeah, easy pickings. Easy pickings. Yeah. Congrats, Canelo. Number 1.
Congrats, Canelo. Male fight of the year 2020 from the SZN boys. No, sorry, 2021. Cool. Female fight of the year then might be slightly trickier. Once again, I've got a name in mind who I think is going to get it, but for me, but it'd be interesting to see what if you agree with me. So for female fight of the year, I've got as Katie Taylor. But other names I considered were Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields, and Jessica McCaskill.
Yeah. So I'll chuck another name in. So between 2 for me. It was between Katie Taylor, just because she's been active this year, been winning, been in great fights.
She's defended all her belts 3 times. I mean, can't complain about that, man. Yeah.
And the other one was Amanda Serrano. She's also had 3 fights this year. I think she added another belt to her roster. Yeah. Defended her 2 other belts. Yeah. And she dabbled in MMA and this year as well. Yeah. So you've got that little extra bar for me in that.
So for you, which one are you giving? Are you saying Amanda should get it or Katie?
I think we gave it to Katie last year. And Although we gave it
we
to
didn't. We gave it to McCaskill.
We gave it to McCaskill last year because, and to be fair to McCaskill, she went and ran it back and won
more convincingly,
which I didn't even expect.
And then she went and defended.
She did defend.
She had defensive series and also won in a good fashion. So that's why I put her in there again.
I kind of want to give it to Serrano because she's been beating women fighters, and just because she went and done her thing in MMA as well, I was just like, okay, that's the extra mile. Even though it's not boxing, this is boxing awards, but the fact that she's been active, very active, and been winning convincingly as well. Whereas you kind of alluded to Katie Taylor maybe falling off a bit, but who knows?
Yeah.
So I think Amanda Serrano for me would be my number one.
You're pushing for Serrano.
Yeah.
I do agree with the fact that Katie Taylor, like I said, it's hard because you've defended all 4 of your belts 3 times and won 3 times. So you're 3-0 for the year. Like, it's hard to find a chink or, hard to find a chink in that armor, I guess, when it comes to that sort of achievement. But yeah, we have discussed in terms of her not looking as convincing as she once was, potentially. We don't know, but maybe. Where Serrano, I think, has looked strong throughout, to be honest. And then, you mentioned the MMA thing, but that's part of the reason why I had Clarissa Shields in there. I mean, Clarissa became undisputed as well. I think I'm not sure, but she's in like 4 weight classes, but one of the weight classes she competes in, she got all 4 belts. Yeah. But then also went on to MMA, and win on an MMA debut. So, I had to big ups to Clarissa for doing that. Yeah. But so I'm happy to put Amanda Serrano as the female fighter of the year on that one. Close run thing with Katie Taylor. But I'm happy to give it to Amanda Serrano for sure.
Yeah. And shout out to Clarissa Shields as well, because but when you achieve greatness so many times, the bar just goes higher.
Crazy, man. She literally got bored of boxing and said, I'm just gonna go try MMA now. Shout out to McCaskill, like we said. Yeah. And shout out to probably our favorite female fighter at the moment, Savannah Marshall. Yeah. I think
next year's got to be big for her because she can easily win it if the fights we expect to see happen.
Yeah, we'll get onto that. But yeah, okay, cool. So 2021 female fighter of the year from the Strap Season boys. It goes to Amanda Serrano. Congrats to her, man. That is wonderful achievement. She did a wonderful year. All right. Next one, we got KO of the year.
Ooh.
Now, this one I'm anticipating to be quite tricky to pick a top 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you lead off, bro.
It's tough because I didn't want to even list too many because it'll confuse me. So I tried to keep it to just 3. But even then, I'm purposely you're gonna mention it, but I purposely try to avoid mentioning too many. First one I'll mention is Fury v Wilder.
It's on my list. Yep.
Fantastic KO. Fantastic beatdown. He wasn't moving when he hit the campus. Valdez versus Michel. That's a great stoppage.
On my list. Yep.
He kind of just folded him, just collapsed.
Windows, shut down. Yeah.
And that's KO. Rosado versus Beck the Bully.
It's on my list. Yep.
So that's a beautiful one-hit wonder. Sleep someone.
Fantastic.
And I'll
say it.
Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley.
On my list as well, bro.
Yeah. Damn, was he in last year as well?
I think he came like 3rd last year because we put the Nate Robinson one as 3rd. We might have mentioned it, but yeah. Could have put the Askren one as well, but the Woodley, my spirit wouldn't have sat. It wouldn't have sat right with me mentioning Jake Paul twice in a KO of the year competition. So I said, let me forget the Askren one. Let me just stick to the Woodley one. He was more emphatic, anyways.
We've got to play fair because that was a beautiful knockout. And I'll mention one more because it's funny. Even though it's not even a KO, but Canelo stopping Billy Joy on his stalk.
Yeah. I said because it was funny. Wow, you're rude. I said because it was funny.
He hit him and he knew he won. He knew it was over. He started celebrating before my man even came out.
Yeah.
So just for the showmanship that we saw there was crazy. But you can look at stoppages by that. I didn't even want to mention too many. In a way, we can mention stoppages by him. But I'll stop there because time.
I actually have one more on my list.
Okay.
And this is one I'm actually pushing to finish in the top 3, funny enough. and that was Callum Smith versus Lennon Castillo.
Yes.
And bro, do you remember this one? Man was twitching and vibrating after being knocked out on the floor. His legs were shaking. A disgusting KO. Actually, a very worrisome KO because there was a lot of fears that this guy might not be all right. Dirty KO. So from that list, for me, if I want to go to the top three, because I have a top three in mind for me, in my opinion, and I think I've got to go Callum Smith and Lennon Castillo, number 3.
Yeah. Scary knockout.
Gabriel Rosado versus Beck the Bully, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 for me would be Valdez versus Bachel.
Wait. You didn't say Fury Wilder.
I didn't say Fury Wilder.
That has to be there.
I think those three. I think those three are more emphatic than Fury Wilder.
You see? You see the
Fury
way Wilder went up?
Fury Wilder, but it was Fury Wilder would give me the most joy out of all of them. Blah blah. But if I'm analyzing just the KOs from all 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Plus Fury Wilder, I know fatigue was a major part in that Fury Wilder one.
Yeah, of course you're fatigued. You've been holding the beating.
He'd been getting beat up for how many rounds? He was literally running on fumes. He was literally just trying to throw that one punch, but he had no legs to stand on nothing. So, but to me, those other 3, like Valdez Bachel, came in the heat of the action.
Yeah.
Beck the Bully versus Rosado was literally like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere, bro. And then Castillo was fine. Like there was he just got caught with a big shot, and next one I know he's vibrating on the floor. That's why, to me, the wild card is Castillo Smith, because I actually originally had Fury Wilder as my third place or whatever. But then I'm there preying whatever dirty knockouts, and I've remembered that Castillo, obviously it would have fallen under a lot of radars because it wasn't a major fight.
Yeah.
But that KO is nasty, bro.
Yeah.
If you watch the KO, man's legs were like this, bro.
Shaking. I hear that. When you're looking at KO as a singular event,
dog,
that one is the most disgusting out of the ones we listed as a singular event. But when you add the context behind Fury and Wilder, my man saying he wants to go out on his shield, say this and that, he doesn't want it to be stopped. He went out like that. He went out like after being dropped several times, getting up and boom, head first down on the. Remember the pictures? Remember the screenshot?
Yeah.
I was face down, ass up on the canvas. The context behind that makes me want to put it there. But when you're looking at singular KO,
what a KO is,
just a KO, not looking at what happened before and after, just the KO. Then Callum Smith, your list is. I'm happy with your list, but I kind of want Wilder to hold this award. That's something. I need him to hold it. Like you were a victim of KO of the year, or in the top 3. In
the top 3, yeah, because okay, but first 2, Bachel, Valdez and Beck versus Rosado. Are you cool with that being 1 and number 2? Or were you looking to insert Fury Wilder higher than? Or wait, did you have Fury Wilder 1?
No. I don't think it has to be 1.
Okay.
Because you mentioned Callum Smith's one, that as a singular KO is the most dirty out of all of them. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah,
it's the most dirty.
The most disgusting. Yeah.
So
that one is even makes you more uncomfortable. Even it's like
and Bachel, he'd been down in that round, in that fight.
He had been down. Yeah.
But it was a great fight. It was a great stoppage.
Yeah. It was just, for me, it's the way he folded. Like he went, his knees dropped and then shut down, like a PC shutting down, like he just folded, crumpled. Oh, it's tough. This is tough. It's tough. It's really tough.
Are we going to decide it? Because what has to go? But what has to go? I'm vying for. I'll tell you what I'm vying for.
What would you say your top 3 would be then, if you were to rank them?
Would I get rid of Beck? It's because Rosado was losing. I keep trying to add context to it as well. Rosado was losing that fight. He was getting beaten up, and then a Hail Mary. Out of nowhere.
Just To be fair, he was looking to time it all fight, but then he landed it finally. Yeah.
But Beck the Bully was still trying to get up, He was finished though, but he was still
trying to get up. He gone out. Let's not forget, Rosado's not really known for his power like that.
Yeah.
This is tough. I was like, wow, it's gonna be a tough one to deliberate.
Okay, well, you say your top three.
So my top three was number one, Bachelt Valdez. Number two, Beck the Bully Rosado. Number three, I had Castillo Smith. That was my top three. What were yours?
Mine was, well, let me see. Let me check what I wrote down.
All right, cool.
Yeah, mine was Valdez, Bachelt, Rosado, Beck the Bully, and Fury versus Wilder. What we say?
So we're just debating if you Wilder Fury versus Castillo Smith.
Yeah,
that's where we're deliberating now.
But I think
Wilder Fury definitely more emphatic.
Yeah,
but as I said, Castillo Smith just more disgusting. Like you don't really see man shake.
Yeah,
that's what you know. That's what you know. It's a dirty punch. You don't see man shake like that.
That's true.
That's not natural.
It's got to be in the mix.
At most, a knockout is slumped like Wilder was on the canvas. He gets up or whatever. They took this guy. I think they took him to hospital straight away, didn't they? They had to.
Yeah,
he was shaking.
That's the send. Okay, so Wilder.
I know it's hard because that one was lovely. I know it was beautiful, bro. But to be fair, Wilder he's seen enough L's anyway. So
as soon as it happened, we knew it was a wrap. As soon as it, boom. I was like, yes. I wasn't even like yes, but it
was more because the first time
I was deprived of that.
You was pissed. Yeah,
I was fuming because I knew what would happen. But this one, no excuses.
Yeah,
you went to sleep, G.
Yeah,
in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
But let's keep the top. Everyone knows about the Wilder one. Everyone knows.
Yeah,
seen it.
I don't think listeners, when you listening to this episode, and I guess you pre these knockouts, you'll see what I mean when you see that Castillo Smith one. When you see the way my man's legs were shaking, and like he was you could see he kind of sat up. He was semi-conscious, but the eyes were glazed over, and he's trying to but his whole body was shaking like that. That's disgusting, man.
Seized up.
Sickening.
Yeah, we'll share them. We'll share them on the socials. So
we'll share them, and obviously, listeners, you guys listening, if you disagree with what we're picking our rankings and whatnot, let us know your thoughts. But let us know if you think that the Fury Wilder should have made it in there. But just go for him again. Third place, Smith Castillo. Second place, Rosado taking out Beck the Bully. And first place, Valdez knocking out, folding Miguel Bachelt. Cool. That was a tough one, man. You're gonna enjoy this next one, I think. Robbery of the Year.
Oh, I don't think we need a long list for this one, dude.
I've only got two. I've actually got two on my list. Okay. And to be fair, I might not have the same list as you.
Oh, swear.
I don't know. I don't. Well, I guess
we have to have this to say what. Otherwise, go say your list.
I got. You're gonna laugh. I got Campbell Hatton versus Martinez.
Okay,
on my list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've also got Oscar Valdez versus Robson Constantine, you know.
That's the winner there. That one.
And I think that one was mad. I'll tell you what makes that one so mad, right?
Because of the context.
Because of the context. The context is key. So this was the fight where Valdez tested positive for PEDs. Mm-hmm. They allowed the fight to go on despite his samples testing positive. And then after watching the fight, to me, I thought Constantine clearly won the fight. It was a close fight because Constantine kind of made it close towards the end because he took rounds off. But to me, I thought Constantine got the victory and they gave it to Valdez in the end. So it's a double whammy, really, in effect. The fact that the fight shouldn't have gone on in the first place. The fight should have never been allowed to go on due to the PED test, the PED's thingy. But then also to then rob my man, in my opinion, on the night in a fight. I said, nah, that's ridiculous. That has to be number one for me as well.
Bro, if you saw Valdez's face afterwards, bashed up.
Constantine's face, calm.
Boxed a beautiful fight. It was
fight.
It was close.
It was because of him though, because he took rounds off.
But he won it. He won the fight. That's why I think he was taking rounds off. For me, that was easily number one. Now, Campbell Hatton, you can mention, but these are freebies they give all these young prospects like David
Young Buck. Yeah.
David Adelaya's fight against Kamil Sokolowski.
Yeah, that could make. Yeah, that could. Yep.
He lost Barrett versus Kiko Martinez. I was very vocal about that.
Yep.
Kiko Martinez won that for me. Remember Ebony Bridges losing to the French girl Gangaloff.
Yep.
And they gave it to her. So there's always these upsets on the undercards and whatnot. But this was a main event. A champion who's tested positive.
That's the real kick of the teeth for me.
They were moving the goalposts
for him. Oh, nah, nuts. They were moving the big robbery.
And we were worried that what if he goes in there and hurts Conquistador? Conquistador boxed his head off, boxed him, and then they gave it to Valdez. Shocking because of the context and because of the fight itself. Yeah, that one for me has to be robbery of the year. Fully
agree with you, bro. No complaints there, no deliberation needed. Commiserations to Robson Coinsal because man, I feel for him. And I hope they get to run it back, but I don't think they ever will. I don't think they will.
No, don't really.
But let's not forget, Coinsal beat this guy in the amateurs as well. So he might be one of them guys, I just think a guy like Coinsal has Valdez's number, man. Look, I just think he could be one of them guys that just got his number.
It's true. He's got a great amateur background, Coinsal. Gold medalist, right?
Gold medalist, yep. Good fighter. Probably one of those fight. Stuff like that is peak as well because they might just not get a fair shake now because he's probably chomping at a bit for a rematch against Valdez. And Valdez and there's no slight to Valdez because we think he's a phenomenal fighter, by the way.
Yeah.
But, this is someone that is a draw for, I think he's top rank. I'm pretty sure he's top rank, but he's a big draw for his weight class because he's seen as one of the best fighters in the world. They're going to want that money trade to continue. Constantine is not going to get his justice at all. But what the WBC was doing, that goalpost moving, nasty business, bro. Nasty business. Cool. But all right, cool. I think, those are all the awards we've gone for. Those are all the awards in terms of what, the awards that we dish out.
Yep.
Listeners, let us know if you want us to add any other awards in there. I'm sure we could, but keeping it consistent with last year.
Yeah. We've
gone for all those. So congrats to all the award winners and man. Keep up the good work, I suppose. Let's talk about next subject I want to talk about is a topic that we always talk about. Really, this is gonna kill me. Fights you want to see in 2022.
Wait. Before we talk about the fights we want to see,
go on.
What happened to the fights we wanted to see last year?
That's literally what I'm about to say because
when I was last year,
it kills me, because this one I say it's going to kill me because I was listening back to our obviously last year's version of this episode, just to remind myself in terms of what we said for fights we wanted to see. And I kid you not, bro, there was about 15 plus fights that we mentioned. Last year on what we wanted to see. Can you believe it that only 3 of those fights went down? Actually, no, you can't believe it. I know. This once again.
I honestly thought it was only 2. Which ones happened? I thought it was only 2.
3 fights that we both mentioned actually went down. It was Josh Taylor versus Ramirez.
Okay, yes.
Canelo versus Plant. And I also mentioned that I would like to see AJ versus Usyk if the Fury agreement couldn't be made.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. So those obviously, but that fight itself was a caveat because that was subject to Fury AJ not being made.
Yeah.
So not to go into a tirade against boxing, but once again, it's a damning indictment of the sport that we love. So many, like literally 3 fights of 15 plus got made, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's unacceptable. And unfortunately, when we talk about fights we want to see for 2022, a lot of the fights we mentioned last year have now got to be reloaded.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. We're about to say them again.
Spence versus Crawford.
Yep, we need to see that. Was on the list last year.
Last year we said Fury AJ, but I'm changing that now. I don't want to see Fury AJ. I just want to see a heavyweight tournament between. When I say tournament, I mean all the contenders fighting at some point. So Fury, Wilder, AJ, Usyk, Dylan White, Andy Ruiz, if you want to throw him in there. I need all of these men to just get in the mix at some point.
So you want something even more difficult to have?
No, okay, but I'm not saying I'm not saying that we need to fight each other, but fights need to be made between all of those guys at least one fight between. So, for example, Fury versus White has to be made, for example. probably not going to happen now. At some point, AJ Usyk 2 has got to happen, or Wilder versus someone within that sort of list needs to happen. Probably not going to happen, but yeah, I'm not so much focused on two guys fighting. Remember last year we said Fury AJ, and yeah, we said Fury AJ and Wilder White. Yeah. Those are the two guys. Now I don't care. Just these guys fight. So I'm going to say the same thing for the light heavyweights. The exact same thing.
Yeah.
Tank, Loma, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. If Shakur Stevenson comes up, him too. All of them need to get in the mix at some point. Yeah. I just want to see certain fights made between those guys. I don't care who, but them, man, please fight. I think, okay, so yeah, I think that takes out the bulk of what we mentioned last year. I have some others, I guess, that I've added to this year that I want to see. I'll quickly run through them. I've got Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields.
Need that.
I want to need that 2022. Need that. I've got Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano.
Need that too.
I've got Conor Benn versus David Avanesian.
Yeah, that'll be good. I doubt it. I think you're a disappointment.
But yeah, if that can be made, I'd like to see it. I've got Lawrence Okolie unifying. Doesn't matter who, whether it's Paredes, Gomalerion, or Maccabi, unfortunately, is now going to fight Canelo. But yeah, some sort of unification. It's probably going to be, it's most likely looking like Paredes right now. But I want to see Okolie unifying next year.
What a
You know if it's happening.
Not because of Okolie, just because once Canelo, the money man's in the division.
Yeah, you're right.
Same thing's going to happen. They're just going to wait around for him.
Yep. Facts. I've got Charlo versus Castaño 2.
Has it been arranged?
Has it been confirmed?
I don't know. I should have been. How difficult can it be?
Let me check if it actually has. Actually, double check this now.
I've not heard any announcement.
I haven't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it has been arranged, but it's a no-brainer, right? I'm
assuming they better run that back.
Okay, yeah. They're apparently. I'm seeing February 26th. Cool. All right, cool. Let me shut off my list. Calm. They had to run that back.
Keep it on your list because you never know.
Yeah. True.
You never know.
Yeah. And then lastly, Triple G or Demetrius Andrade versus a credible opponent.
So versus each other then.
Whether that's against each other, whether that's Eubank, Charles, I don't know. Just one of those guys fight someone decent, like credible, if possible. But yeah, that's it really, man. Like as we said, a lot can be reloaded. Any ones that I didn't have that you've got potentially for next year? Or
so I'm still looking at AJ versus Fury.
Okay, you still really want to see that? Okay, cool.
I'm still looking at Fury versus White. I still need to see that.
Yeah. Not Wilder White anymore.
No, I think Wilder's going to call it a day. If Wilder's still about, then I'm happy to see it.
Yeah.
I know you've said it. Spence versus Crawford needs to happen. But the other ones I'm looking at is I still like to see Boetti Yard versus Callum Johnson there's a roadmap towards that happening potentially.
Yeah.
If that roadmap, good one.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yep.
Buddy, the whole British light heavyweight scene, they all need to
get in the mix. Yeah.
So Callum Smith, Joshua Buatsi, Anthony Yard, Lyndon Arthur, Dan Aziz. Who else we got?
Craig Richards,
Shaq
Peters,
Craig Richards. All of these man, I want them to at least fight 3 or 4 of each other.
Yeah.
And let the cream rise to the top.
Yeah.
And who else would I like to see? Like on Android. I think last year I said him versus Billy Joe Saunders I'd like to see.
Yeah, forget that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Andrade versus Golovkin would be nice to see, I guess.
So someone credible.
Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields, like you said, that's a big one. That's I'll pay money for that one still.
Yep.
And Taylor Serrano would be good.
Taylor Serrano, massive as well.
I'm surprised you didn't say you wanted to see Jake Paul Tommy Fury. People want to see that. Bro. People want to see that.
People, I mean, I think that's what people want to see him against a credible boxer now because they're tired of him beating up MMA guys. I want him to carry on fighting MMA people personally because it's hilarious. But yeah, shout out to Jake Paul.
I still think the big one is the lightweight guys fighting Lomachenko, Haney, Lopez, Tank, Garcia, all of them.
That division is looking like the heavyweight division, bro. I can't lie. It's paining me, but I hope it. Well, not as bad. I hope we do see some action there because there's just so much talent, man. So much talent coming up in that division.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
more to come. Shakur's coming, so I hope they're on notice. It's looking tasty, man. That division right there.
Boxing's looking tasty in general, man.
Always does, but unfortunately, we know what the sport's like sometimes, so it can get a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But hopefully, fingers crossed, some of these go down. I definitely feel like the women's fights that we just mentioned, Serrano, Taylor, Marshall, Shields, are definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
The women don't play; they fight each other quick. So I'm looking forward to those dust ups, man. They're going to be tear ups. I already know. All right, then. We mentioned Shakur Stevenson, which kind of segues nicely, I guess, into this segment that we're going to go into, which was, remember last year, we sort of earmarked a couple fighters that we felt were going to, have big 2021s. Yeah, man, I want to sort of run through those fighters that we mentioned.
Okay.
And I guess give them like a grade in terms of how well we thought like they did.
Do you have their fights listed there as well? Like what fights they have and whatnot?
I haven't got their fights. I mean,
what their record. Actually, we could just pull up their record as we go along for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shot. Okay, so the first one would be actually, if I read them out, do you want to quickly get the records up?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah. The first one we mentioned was Shakur Stevenson. Well, we talked about him already. Shakur Stevenson.
Lovely. Undefeated for the year. I can tell you that off the bat.
Yes.
So what we got here, he is 2-0 for the year and collected some straps.
You did. Especially the big one being Jamal Herring. Dethroned Jamal Herring, who was a quality operator. He beat him up.
Badly.
And we've never seen that to happen to Jamal Herring. I've got a grade here in my head. I can't lie, bro. I'm giving Shakur Stevenson an A+ for the year, bro.
A+.
I might even say A+, yeah. A+. He didn't put a foot wrong.
Well, the Nakatali fight, fight, he looked a bit off and people were already trying to get onto him. And he said he weren't feeling well anyway. People expected more from that fight, which is his first one. He won it convincingly, but it weren't.
I was going to say it was convincing. It's just basically he did knock him out. They thought it would knock him out.
It weren't magnificent. But the Jamal Herring performance, magnificent.
Wow.
Magnificent. So I might give him an A.
Okay, I can settle for A.
I'll give him an A because he won.
Okay.
Yeah, the Nakatani fight, he won. But people expected more. They were like, sure, something.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy with an A. I can go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't expect what he done to Jamal Herring. I didn't expect that.
Didn't see it coming.
Bullied.
Yeah. I mean, we said he'll win.
Yeah.
We didn't say he'll win like that.
Bullied him. Beat him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal performance for him.
So he was 2-0 for the year, taking him to 17-0. He beat Nakatana by UD and he beat Jamal Herring TKO in the 10th round.
Calm. Nice.
For the WBO junior lightweight title. Let me just throw that in there. Calm.
Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. Phenomenal year. Yeah, man. We picked right with him.
Another one to look out for in 2022. Big things.
Yeah, we might be we'll go into our 2020 list anyway, 2022 list, and certain people might make the list again because they're just young and they still got a lot more to give.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like Shakur hasn't tapped into a superstar yet. He's nowhere near.
Yeah.
But yeah, once he moves up to that lightweight division, they're going to see him. Cool. The next person we have on our list was Rolando Romero, aka Rolly. Why are you laughing, bro? That was your pick, bro.
You know why I picked him? Do you know why I picked him?
I know you picked him. Yeah. I listened back to the episode, because he was antagonizing these lightweights.
So I wanted
in the mix.
Put his name in the hat, like legit. Put your name in the hat.
What's his record for the year, bro?
Let me even see. But I fight. Okay, 2 fights, 2 KOs. 2 fights, 2 KOs, convincing, and he stops him. He stops people.
He does.
Rolly stops people.
But I can't lie, bro. I gave him an F. Do you know why? This guy talked himself into the biggest fight of his career, and then got hit with certain charges.
What happened with those charges? Because, what happened with those charges? They just.
I know he hasn't been arrested even because like we keep seeing him at fights.
Yeah,
I don't actually know what's going on. So we haven't really followed it since then.
Yeah, it seems like they just pulled the fight.
They just pulled him. Yeah,
like, he didn't get arrested. There was just like accusations in the end. They pulled it. Yeah, pulled the fight. So I don't know, because he's still local. He's still free.
We're still seeing him at fights and whatnot. He's still talking a lot of crap. Still, he's still giving it. But I just on the basis of the fact that he had the biggest fight of his career, talked it all up, gassed it. Well, I don't want to say gas everyone, but you know he took a lot of credit and towards Gervonta, and then got hit with these allegations and got pulled from the fight. It's bad for him, I'm afraid.
I think it's harsh.
It's harsh, but
I think that's harsh to give because this is all stuff outside of the ring. He could have still fought that fight. They could have still made that fight happen. But especially when I look at the history of Mayweather promotions, I look at the history.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say too much.
I'm open to changing my. Obviously, I made this like last minute or whatever.
I can't say he's an A, but
he's definitely not an A. I can't give him an A. I don't think. What could you make a case for him for being a B minus or something?
I think it's just a C.
C. Okay, yeah, cool. C.
He won his fights convincingly.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to have a big fight, and I don't want to say he pulled out of the fight with injury or he made an excuse. He didn't cancel the fight. The fight got cancelled by Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And it's not like he got arrested that he couldn't fight. He could fight. So, and when you know Gervonta's history with women, remember Mayweather's history with women, fought Kettle. No one pulled their fights. No one dropped them. These are two. They've both been charged. They
have.
They both got charged. Brody hasn't been charged. So I look at their history and look at what they're trying to take the moral high ground. Now, my man's not been arrested for anything. I can't say it was true or not. I just know he could have fought. So, C, he done his thing, but he dropped the ball in certain aspects.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I am being too harsh. Christmas spirit and everything. I really am a Grinch. Cool. All right. I'm happy to give Rolly a C still. Next up, we had Virgil Ortiz.
Let's load up his record. Also undefeated for the year, I must add. He had two fights. He had 2 fights this last year. Maurice Hooker stopped him by TKO in the 7th round, and Javier Luskas, Mean Machine, TKO'd in the 8th round.
I'm thinking for Virgil, AA minus.
A for me.
I said one of the two, either A or A minus, one of the two. It hasn't really put. I mean, I think maybe the let's definitely settle with an A because the Javier Luskas fight, especially. I mean, both fights he faced a lot of adversity in both fights.
Yeah,
and he was able to make adjustments and come through and still stop his opponent. There's not much you can ask really.
Yeah.
He still has 100% knockout ratio.
Yeah.
He's still showing the stuff that we like to see from him. And he's still, he's still powering on. So yeah, man, I can't make a case for anything else. Yeah. A.
I think Maurice Hooker, he made harder work. Well, it was a tougher fight for him than Maurice Hooker fight. But the Javier Luskas one, which maybe we thought would also be extremely hard, he was much better in. He looked much cleaner. I was more impressed by the Javier Luskas win than the Maurice Hooker one. And I think we even said that he might be ready.
Yeah.
We said he might not win. But
Hooker one, we were like, maybe not. Yeah. But after the Javier Luskas coming through that, because Javier Luskas is really good, as we know. And he gave him hell for a couple of rounds, like just some portions of rounds and stuff. But he came through it and in a very impressive fashion. So A. So obviously we can't really mention Virgil without mentioning the next guy. Same division. Jerome Boots Ennis.
Also undefeated for the year. I can tell you off the bat. I mean, we know our boxing.
I believe it's 2 fights as well this year.
2 fights.
Yep.
Two KOs.
Yep.
Stopped Sergey Lipinets in the 6th round.
Yep.
Stopped Thomas Dulorme, 1st round KO.
Yep. Hey, again.
Yeah.
Hey, once again, hasn't put a foot wrong. In fact, he's looked even less vulnerable than Virgil Ortiz. You might say that.
I might even give it A+. Whoa, those performances there.
Now the caveat is you might say that. To be fair, he actually did make an error in the Dulorme fight, but he was able to make that error because before you stopped him, you got clocked hard. On his hands were low. It was actually a very against a harder puncher. He actually would probably have been in trouble.
Yeah,
but he clearly he didn't respect Dulorme's power at all. He didn't care.
Okay, I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say. So I'm happy to.
And the caveat is you can say that Hooker and Kavaliauskas are harder opponents than Lipinets and Dulorme put together.
Yeah. Much harder.
So
I'm happy to give it an A.
I think an A is fair because yes, he might look more impressive than Virgil, but Virgil faced a higher caliber opposition in my opinion. Yeah. So I think an A is definitely fair on that one. But once again, he hasn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah. And they're both slightly smaller, Dulorme and Lipinets as well.
Yes, they are. They are. Exactly, yeah. Cool. Happy with A for Boots?
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Swiftly on again. A 3rd welterweight contender, which we picked out for 2021. Daniel Yulusnov.
This was a straight what? F.
I've got D, but he's fought once this year.
Has he fought? I didn't even know he fought.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's his fault. Let me load it up. Okay, he fought recently. Okay. I think he fought let me get okay. Huh? Oh, he fought on the 18th of December. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Kazakhstan.
Now, I think there is a caveat with Yulusnov, which we can apply. You're right. Is it one? Is it the one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one. But I'm going on BoxRec so I can prove who it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He beat Juan Hernan Lil by UD.
Okay.
In Kazakhstan. Yeah.
So I know that he's been going through a promotional. I think it's a promotional dispute, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And has he left Matchroom now?
Yeah, he's left Matchroom. Yeah, they split ways.
Yeah, they part. So that would have played a part with inactivity. So you said F. I had D. But F might be a bit harsh.
Yeah,
I think
harsh.
Fair.
I didn't know he fought. I thought he hadn't fought.
Yeah, you thought. Yeah, no. I think D is fair, but unfortunately, it's caveated by the fact that I don't think him being inactive is due to him. It's due to the promotional issue that he had.
Yeah.
And when boxers are going through promotional disputes, they just can't fight. It's just And I
imagine that's because they couldn't get fights for him. No one wants to fight.
Yes, no. That's what Hernan said it many times that
no one wants to fight him.
They're frustrated. Obviously, his Yulusnov's team frustrated with Hernan because they're not being as active as they can be, and Hernan's trying to tell them that look, no one wants to fight you. You're showing too, or when he has fought, he hasn't been as exciting as he could have been, or he's just shown that he's too good. So that's why they've struggled to find fights for him. And obviously they parted ways. It just didn't work out, which is a shame. I still believe in his ability. I still think this guy is super, super talented. But for him to get looking, he's going to have to be more active, really and truly.
The problem is he's old as well. Yeah. He's not young.
Yeah. I think he's going to struggle to find fights his entire career, bro. I won't lie.
He's 30, I think. So
yeah, unless he shows that maybe he's easier to hit or something like that, or just show some sort of vulnerability. Fighting fights for this guy's gonna be tough, man. But yeah, that's a D in my eyes. But I do see that it's not purely down to him, man. It's been a tough promotional roller coaster for him.
Yeah, it's a shame. He was a great fighter.
Yeah, he's a sick fighter, man. Next up, Edgar Berlanga. The banger.
Okay.
This will be interesting.
Because he's not had it smoothly as
he has. Yeah, I think it's three. Off the top of my head, I think it's 3 fights this year, but I'll wait for you to confirm.
It's 2 fights.
Okay, it's 2.
Yeah.
It's 2. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's 2 fights this year.
Yep. And the KO ratio is gone.
It's gone, fully gone. Because those 2 fights, I believe, I watched both of those 2 fights. They were both UDs, right?
Yep.
I might give this guy because even though he's undefeated, I'm thinking of a B- C, because he was destroying everyone in the first round prior. When we added him to the list last year, I think he had like 15 fights, 15 first-round KOs or something like that.
Yeah.
And we said that, cool, we can see the natural power is there. He's stopping guys who have never been stopped before. But as he moves up the levels, inevitably, that KO ratio is going to go. Like, it's going to stop.
Yep.
And not only have we seen the KO ratio screech to a grinding halt, my man's been dropped.
Yep.
He actually got dropped by one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, dropped. And like, he looked in trouble. Luckily, it was towards the end of the round, so he was able to survive and get his legs back. But obviously before, this guy had never been touched on his chin before, I don't think. So it just hasn't, the hype train's not derailed, but it's kind of slowed down a little bit. He hasn't looked as impressive. And that's not us writing him off. That's not me writing him off. It's just more the fact that he stepped up in competition probably. So it's going to get harder for him. So it shows that he's still got a lot of learning to do. He was talking about how he feels he's ready for a title shot now. I don't think he feels the same anymore. I think he knows that he's still got a lot of growing to do. So maybe that's why I might give him like a B minus C. What were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'm happy to give him a B minus.
As
we've seen him, he's troubled. He's won the fights. He's won them convincingly, to be fair. As UDs, and he deserved to win them. There was no upsets or robberies. He went handed anything. But it's he stepped up in levels. I know even a massive step up in levels.
What's a massive? Yeah, I was going to say
It's not a huge step up in levels, but at least he's going through those levels. That's why I'm giving him a B minus. He's going through the levels. And it's obviously not going to be as easy anymore. But he's still winning them, and there's a lot of room to still grow. So if he was still going through the levels, knocking out everyone, then it'll be an A. But we've seen him have adversity, and he still looks impressive. He's still a prospect. I still think he'll go there. He'll be up there when he's ready. He'll be up there. How old is he?
Like 23, 24, 25, around that age.
Time's on his side. B minus. I'm happy with.
Cool. We've got 3 more from last year to get through. Okay. Next up is Jaime Munguia.
I'm even thinking he was in a brilliant fight that could have been contender of fight of the year.
Oh, yeah.
It could have been,
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah. That was a sick fight. Yeah.
Very good fight. Jaime. Yeah. What we saying? So what's his record for the year?
I'm guessing is it 3 or is it 2?
It's 2 as well. He's fighting twice. Yeah. So Camille Sezometa, who he stopped, who in the 6th round, retired on his stall, and the brilliant Gabe Rosado fight, which was a big step up.
Yeah.
He's been a world champion. It's hard to say it's a step up, but he's at that level where he should be fighting these guys anyway. So yeah. 2 good wins.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? A minus, B plus,
A minus. Because we saw improvements in that Gabe Rosado fight. We did because better defensive work. And Gabe Rosado's an experienced fighter and he knows these things. Just trying to set him up, was trying to do things. But I think Gabe Rosado lost pretty much fairly and squarely. I don't think there's any disputes about the scorecard.
The reason I can give a minus is because, as we found out, this guy's been mandatory for Demetrius Andre for a while now. And he really could have had that fight this year. And the excuse previously was that, he needs a few more, he's just moved up to middleweight or whatever, so he needs to learn. And since they gave that excuse, he said about 3 or 4 fights now at middleweight. And he still hasn't made that fight. And he's now looking, I think he requested something weird, like his next fight, he wants to be as a final eliminator for Demetrius's belt. And it's like, bro, you're already mandatory. So I'm not trying to accuse him of ducking, but I feel like that fight could have been made this year. And it should have really been made this year, and it hasn't been for some reason. So maybe I think that's why I can minus it there. But
See, I'm not against that. If you're not ready, you're not ready. There's no need to.
But surely he's ready. Clearly. I mean,
it's hard to be ready for Boo.
He's been a champion before. He's experienced. He's had a lot of fights in his career.
But who is he facing? I
agree. Yeah, I agree. Boo Boo is maybe a different kettle of fish. Maybe that's the way they're seeing it. But
Camille Souza and Gabe Rosado at Bubu's level. So, but who's going to fight to get to Bubu's level is the question.
Yeah,
Who did he request to fight? Who's number 2? So he's mandatory. Then it's number 1, right? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Be interesting to see. Let's see if I can pull it up because, I think maybe he's waiting. It's a smart move to avoid the Bubu. I think it's a smart move. Oh,
you just saying that Bubu needs these good fights.
Yeah, but Jaime Munguia is like a step. He should be fighting another champion like Charlo Golovkin, not a man.
And then try and unify with Figgy.
Yeah,
but
I don't think Bubu needs Jaime Munguia. Johnny Beck, some Kazakhstani name.
Okay.
I haven't seen. Okay, he's beaten some good fighters. This guy. Some names I recognize, but I haven't seen in person. Okay, but yeah, the more fights he has, the better for Jaime. He's someone with close to 40 fights as well.
Yeah, as I say, he's had bare fights, man. He's experienced enough, but yeah, fair enough.
Well, so what we say, A minus?
Yeah, I'm happy with A minus.
Yeah, calm.
Yeah. Moving on to last two Brits that we mentioned. Joshua Buatsi first up to bat.
Okay.
What are you giving JB for the year? What's his record for the year, first of all?
I think we can be slightly disappointing. 2 fights, 2 KOs. Stopped Dos Santos in the 4th round.
One was remember that vividly because my man was balling.
And he had a great fight with Bolotniks, TKO'd in the 11th round. Came through some adversity in that fight.
Good fight.
Yeah. Ooh. I might give him
because go on. What are you gonna give him?
I might give him a B minus.
Yeah, it was something minus for me. I think it's weird because once again, even though he's done what he had to do, there's a bit of there's a little air of disappointment because I think we thought he would fight a British contender this year.
He was meant to fight for a title this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it just didn't materialize.
I think he pulled out with injury.
Yeah, he's had injury problems.
Yeah, I think he needs hand surgery. So
so just slightly disappointing in that sense.
Yeah,
but he's done what he had to do, I guess. I mean, Dos Santos was a nothing opponent for him, to be honest.
Yeah,
but that Bolotniks fight, Bolotniks was good for portions of that fight. He looked really good.
Yeah,
before Buatsi went and finally got to him and stopped him.
And I think we remember we thought he had him down in the 6th Bolotniks, and we thought Buatsi's a killer, get him out of there. Yes. And Bolotnik survived. Yeah. And this is the first time we've seen Buatsi need a second win. Yeah. Because remember we were saying that there was portions when Bolotnik was pressuring Buatsi. Yeah. Because he looked like he was gassed out, and we'd never seen that before ever. And so it wasn't the complete year for him, to be honest. Yeah. But after saying that, is that something we should penalize a man for? Penalize for? Let's give him a B, because seeing a second win is something you commend to me. And seeing someone come through adversity despite you, I guess, knocking an opponent down and then coming back at you. We commended AJ for it, for example. When AJ knocked down Klitschko, got beat up for the rest of the round, and then got dropped in the next round. Yeah. And then got the second win to find the power to knock him out again, knock him down and knock him out. Yeah. We said, heart of the champion. Yeah. For doing that. Yeah. So it is commendable, to be fair. So I'll give him a B. It's just because we wanted to see more. We wanted to see other fights. I think we expected more from this year, but we know how injuries and stuff play a part sometimes, etc. Yeah, cool. I think we'll have a strong year next year, and great fight, by the way. Still a great fight. No, we're not taking away from his ability at all. Great year. Yeah. Last up was Lyndon Arthur. Did we have him there? We did, yeah. I think off the yard win, we said, he's arrived, he's announced himself. Okay, calm. He's someone we're gonna have to look out for. Do you want to get up the record for the year? Yep, 2 fights this year. He stopped Davide Ferracci. Yep. TKO'd in the 9th. Yep. And he got stopped badly by Anthony Yard. I have him as a C, bro. A C? Yeah. Got me lower than that. Caesar pass.
Wow, you're.
Got me lower than that.
Damn. What are you saying? C, D?
The max you can give him is a D.
Oh,
I mean,
fair.
you beat a nothing opponent, calm, and then
Okay.
the rematch where you're meant to go out and win in more emphatic fashion,
Damn.
you got stopped
Yeah.
by a body shot.
Damn.
And we both said we thought we've been robbed of the classic. I'm not sure if it's, well, he didn't complain. If he complained, I'll give him a C.
The way he lost was
The way he lost.
Yeah.
Well, if he complained, I'd be saying yeah, C, because he didn't even fight too badly. I thought a lot of people say he was just paid off. He weren't in it. I felt he was in it. I felt he had a game plan, but it was the wrong game plan, or the game plan didn't work for him. The game plan could have worked, but it didn't on the night. So
yeah,
I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's finished. I just think if we're judging the two performances, he beat enough.
Yeah, even the Ferracci one wasn't.
It wasn't great.
The most convincing. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't great. And the yard loss was a bad loss. It wasn't. You can win good and you can lose. You can win badly.
Yes.
You can lose badly.
No, sorry, lose good. Sorry,
lose
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, you can lose good and you could lose.
Them tongue
badly.
twisters there. Yeah.
He lost badly. He didn't lose good.
Yeah.
He stopped in the miles
badly.
after that loss.
Yeah.
Even though we still rate him. So yeah, it has to be a D for me.
Damn.
Has to.
Yeah, fair enough. Nah, it's you presented a good case there.
I think he'll say the same. I can't see him saying he had a decent year. I can't see him saying that.
Shame, because he rose his profile so well off the back of 2020. Yeah, big shame. All right, and yeah, then offer you got the D there.
I think he'll come back again. I think he'll come
back. I believe in his ability. I think he's a phenomenal boxer. I won't lie. I think he's a really good boxer. So he has the talent and the ability to come back. It's just whether does he have that dog in him? We ask that question a lot on this pod. Do you have that dog in you? All right, then. Yeah, cool. So that's that roundup for the 2021 guys. We said we'll look out for. Let's quickly go through before we end here. 2022 prospects to look out for. Do you have a list? Do you want to kick us off with your list on that one?
Yeah, I only have really two names to add. I think it's the same. It's the usual.
So you want to keep the same?
Yeah, I'm happy to see Jaron Ennis. People need to keep their eyes on him. Virgil Ortiz Jr. Keep your eyes on him.
Yep, keep him there. Yep.
Shakur Stevenson. Keep your eyes on him.
Yep.
I do have.
What? Are you still keeping Rolly there? Yeah.
I just want to see his name. I just want to see him chuck his name in the mix. You're talking. You're stopping people.
Yeah.
If you really think you're meant to be in the mix and the sparring stories are true, show us. I just want to see more from him. He's not someone that I'm saying, I believe in his potential, or I think this guy's gonna be big. I want to see him show me, kind of thing. So yeah, keep him in there. Rolly Romero. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah.
He could easily get chucked out. But I think for me, the people who to look out for, maybe not even next year, maybe in 2023, Xander Zayas. Have you seen him?
He's on my list.
Puerto Rican.
He's 19. He's only 19, but he looks wise beyond his years, bro, in that ring.
Been preying him from the start. I think someone on Clubhouse might point him out to me.
He's sick.
Preying him the whole year.
Yep.
I'm looking at him. Good.
He's currently at welter, right?
I think he's at super well.
Oh no, lightweight. Yeah, super well. That's the one. Yeah, light middle.
Yeah. So I think he started the year maybe and
yeah. Now he's at light middle. Yeah.
He's been doing his thing. If you
nice.
Him,
he's on my list. Yep.
And Keyshawn Davis.
Yes, but I wasn't. See, I know of him. I didn't put on my list for this because I don't think because he's just turned pro. So 2023, I think is when he's gonna blow properly.
I didn't want to miss the boat.
You stay out there now. Okay, cool. I hear you. Fair.
Say, you didn't jump on the bandwagon. Look out for Keyshawn Davis.
Cool. Yeah. No, I second that. Then he is someone to look out for. Absolutely, he's taken. Yeah, he reminds me of Shakur a little bit. To be fair, yeah, he's cold.
Come through the Olympics, silver medalist. Looks good in his fight. I'm just jumping on the bandwagon early because someone I've preed, clocked his fight, looks good. The other one I mentioned, big baby Jared Anderson, heavyweight.
It's on my list.
He's swear.
Yep. So we got, wow, it's funny. We had the same list last year as well.
Yeah, what do you want to say about him? Great. Looks a good heavyweight prospect.
He looks like the best American prospect in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
That they've got now. Athletic, technical as well. Actually, he's actually a switch hitter.
Yeah.
I think the last fight I watched of it, he's actually naturally orthodox. I think, but the last fight I watched, he fought the entire fight in southpaw and stopped his guy.
Yeah.
So technically, very very good. In shape, quick, athletic, strong, good size as well. Yeah, he looks good. The best American heavyweight prospect I've seen in the bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot cleaner than Wilder. Technically, it's not hard, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope his head's in the right place because he's primed to have a good year, I think, in 2022. He's primed to make major waves.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, 100% him.
I think that's someone that Americans can get behind, really and truly.
Facts.
As their next big heavyweight. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how he does.
Yeah.
But who else am I thinking of? Oh yeah, Vidal Riley. I'll say him. So he's someone people should know of.
You're a big fan, aren't you, of Vidal?
I think he's super talented. I think he went the wrong path. He's now
with the Mayweather yeah.
I think that was a bad move. I thought it from the get-go. I thought it from the very beginning.
Well, we know how what the Mayweather camp. It's just it's a cesspit of inactivity, isn't it? So
yeah, I didn't like that one bit. And for someone who's just starting a career, they should be fighting regularly. I think he already had a name where if he was fighting in the UK, he could be a pay-per-view star already, just because of the following he has. But now we've seen him sign to Sky. Apparently he retired. He hasn't, so he's back. He's boxing.
Yeah,
I think he's someone people should tune in for because he's super talented. For Mayweather camp to see him spar once, and sign him immediately, you know he's talented. He was due to go to the Olympics. He chose not to. He chose to go pro. Once again, I was against all that, but now hopefully he can kickstart his career with the Sky banner. And do his thing. So definitely one to look out for. I'll say one more because I feel like I've got to mention a Brit, and these are people I just want to see more of. I've kind of seen them in action, so I'll mention 3 Brits. Johnny Fisher, heavyweight. John Hedges, I think he's like 18-year-old, 6 foot,
6'5", 6'5",
6'5", and Dennis McCann, who's with BT. So
yes, I know about Dennis McCann. Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
I think I'll mention them just as people to look out for on the British scene. Yeah, just because I don't want to discriminate. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start with Brits. There's another Brit, 2 Brits I can throw in there. The first one isn't really. I'm not like tipping him to go on to win a world title next year or whatever, but I'm tipping him to be in some big fights next year because he's kind of had a good year this year. And maybe if we were to have a most improved award, maybe we can incorporate that next year. If we were to have a most improved award, he's probably someone that could have won this award.
Yeah.
Conor Benn.
Yeah. I can't believe I missed him.
I think Conor Benn is definitely someone to look out for in 2022. Not necessarily, I'm not saying he's going to go and win a world title. We've said it's probably one of the hardest divisions in there right now in terms of talent. We've mentioned killers ahead of him that we know are real killers. But I expect him to get a big fight next year with the noise he's been making. And we'll see if he really does have the minerals to take this boxing thing far in the welterweight division. We'll see. And, as we mentioned before, we do like him. Another Brit I want to mention is, we've mentioned her plenty of times, but I still think she's on the cusp. And next year, she's got 1 belt already. If a certain fight goes down next year, that's going to catapult her, I promise you. Savannah Marshall is actually she's just this close, bro, to becoming a super, I swear, honestly, because she's that good. It's a shame that she's not loud like Clarissa, because imagine she was loud like Clarissa. But that probably even adds more to her appeal, the fact that she's so shy in person and on camera, and in the ring she's a killer.
Yeah, I don't think she's shy. Like, I've started to see more of her personality. She's more about a banter person rather than loud mouth. Like she's funny kind of thing, but she's just loud, which is makes, I'm about to say attractive. That's the wrong word to use, but because it comes across the wrong way. No, but yeah, it just makes
no,
adds to her appeal for me.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. If she wins, if that Close to Shields fight happens next year, she gets the win there, and I think she's clearly the best in that division as well. She's got one of the belts. She's got the WBO. Really, she'd be wrapping up the other 3 belts. The world's her oyster, man. She can really, really announce herself to them. We know her, I guess, in the UK, but the Americans can know her if she takes that Close to Shields. They will really get to know her, and her name's really got a buzz over there a little bit. So, mainly due to Carissa just not fit. You're always mentioning every time they talk to Carissa about her, she bites. So, so Carissa's kind of promoting her herself, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to throw her in the mix to have a big 2022. Obviously, the usual suspects: Jerron, Virgil, Shakur, Xander was on my list. Another heavyweight I want to throw into the mix as well because I saw him fight and I was thoroughly impressed. Cuban, Frank Sanchez.
I had him on my list, but I didn't mention him, because I think
he's really good.
Yeah.
I saw, obviously, F.A. Jagba is a big scalp to take because we rated F.A. Jagba. I mean, we said he's a prospect, a heavyweight guy to look out for.
Yeah.
We didn't even put him on our list, I don't think, but we've mentioned him a couple of times in the pod, right? That he's someone that is making waves over there in America. Big, strong heavyweight. And Frank Sanchez gave him a Cuban boxing lesson as usual.
Yeah.
Took him to the cleaners. Made him look very ordinary, I won't lie. Very, very ordinary. And dropped him even.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Twice or once?
Well, I think it might have been twice.
Yeah. I had him on my list, but people should know about him.
And Cubans don't really get, I guess, a lot of Cubans, I swear, they don't really get the props they should really be getting, but you should know what Cubans do. So I think he looked impressive. Another guy I want to mention because I've watched him a few times now, a guy called Montana Love.
Okay.
He's recently signed to Matchroom, actually, American guy.
I've seen him.
And bro, this guy, he kind of gave me that Jerron Ennis feeling a little bit, man. He looks superb. I can't lie, bro. He looks mad. He looks. Eddie might have found the winner there because he looks sensational. I can't lie. It's early days, but he's had about 20 fights now. But for demolition jobs, I saw him do, like, obviously, the slick style, counter puncher, all of that. Mate, he looks nice. He looks really, really nice. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him next year. Montana Love. Yeah. I'm sure we'll cover him more next year. He's at 140 right now. Good division to be at. Got another guy on my list. I'm not too sure if you're in tune with him. He's also 140. He's a guy called Brandon Lee. 24 fights, 22 KOs. Got a lot of power. Asian heritage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've
really,
seen it.
He's at 140. Really big for the weight as well.
Yeah.
This kid can bang, bro. He can really bang.
Stop someone.
Yeah. No.
The name rings a bell.
In fact,
I'm sure I've seen it.
One of his knockouts this year could have made it onto a knockout of the year list, I think.
Yeah, that's
the. He's dropped my standing up, and my mind just dropped it. Yeah.
There's a mad knockout. That's ringing a bell.
Yeah, no, he looks like he looks strong. He looks really good.
Space as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm in tune with him, and I'll look out for him in 2022. He could be primed to have a good. That 140 division is bubbling nicely as well, man. Because even though Josh Taylor unified, and Josh Taylor is there, and Josh Taylor might move up or not, but obviously. So Josh Taylor's there. Prograis is still there. Teofimo's now come up. Obviously, Montana Love is now announced, and this Brandon Lee kid's also announced himself. So that's looking like a nice division, man. I can't lie, man. That's looking like a beautiful division. But I think that rounds off my list, to be honest. Once again, pretty much the same list as you.
Yeah.
Just a few extra names in that. But listeners.
What's her name? Ellie Scotney as well. Ellie Scotney.
Yeah, I'm tuned with her. Yeah.
She looks good.
You like what you see, yeah?
Yeah, and she seems, the people that she's beaten have been in more impressive fashion than I've seen other people beat. So she beat Hangloff, she's beaten Bet Connolly convincingly.
Yeah.
And there's one more. What's her name? Somalian girl.
Ramla
Ali. Let's look out for her. Keep our eyes on her.
Good
she's
fighter. Signs to AJ, right?
Yeah, I think AJ manages her,
Yeah.
Both matchroom fighters, I think. So yeah, a few Is she British Somali or she's fully repping Somalia? I think she rep them in the Olympics, Somalia.
She reps Somalia in the Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if she's repping them like in.
I think she's grown up here, so.
Okay, yeah. She definitely has grown up here, yeah. Oh, yeah. For the bulk of her life, anyways.
Yeah.
Are you not putting your guy on there, Jake Paul? That would be 2022.
I thought you were saying Tommy. What about your guy, Tommy Fury?
Nah, man. He's always. That's the thing. Wow,
that's your boy, I swear.
That's not my boy. You know it's not.
I thought you were gonna put him there.
Hey, shout out to Sokolowski as well. He got a W the other day. That was a good win for him.
Yeah, they were robbing him too many times.
They robbed him way too many times. I'm happy he got his just desserts. Shout out to him.
There's loads of names. React Paul, you can mention, but there are people who know these people. You can't just name everyone.
Exactly. It's only a select few, like the guys that we thought just elite, I guess, or have elite level ability to go on to make major waves. Yeah, man. Next year's gonna be interesting, man. It's been another great year of boxing, in my opinion. I'd probably say better than 2020.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, overall, obviously 2020 was COVID hit, so yeah, what can we say, man? It's been another good one, and I look forward to 2022. What boxing brings for 2022? Promising, fingers crossed, to be even bigger and better. It's the same motto as last year, bro. More fights, more unifications, less politics, please. That's all I want for boxing. More fights, more big fights, more unifications, less politics. Simple.
We can ask for that, but when certain promotions are saying we're going to keep it in-house,
that still rattles me, though. I think it's the two things this year that's rattled me from boxing, yeah, is that in-house comment and also the Jojo Diaz, Devin Haney mandatory thing. I think those are two of the maddest things I've seen this year when it comes to boxing.
I think one that we can't forget, we have to still mention, is Fury getting on live saying, "Yeah, the fight's gonna happen. The AJ fight's been signed. It's on." And then less than a week later, he's there signing the Wilder free. The whole world wanted to rush him.
The whole world wanted to rush him.
Remember how not even him. AJ was furious.
Obviously, the whole world kind of were attacking Wilder for it, even though it wasn't really Wilder's fault. That's when we broke it down and said, no, this actually isn't Wilder's fault. This is purely on Fury for leading us a merry dance for how many months.
We were livid.
Yeah,
that one I can never forgive.
Yeah,
I can slightly forgive because he's what he done to Wilder, but still. Man.
Oh, we didn't do Bum of the Year this year, huh? Or Bozo of the Year. You have to introduce that. Because last year we said Bum of the Year was Deontay Wilder. I don't know who could give it to him this year.
I'm trying to think. You stunk up the joint. Warrington's had a stinker this year. I can't lie. Warrington's had a stinker.
Man vacated and they got kicked. They got beat up.
And then they had a rematch which got cancelled.
Cut ahead. Yeah.
He's had a stinker.
He's after talking like he was the boogeyman in the division.
AJ's had a stinker.
Oh,
AJ was meant to fight Fury, cancelled.
Yeah.
In the corner,
the final round, crying. God, bro, he was gasping for air. That is funny, man. Peak year for AJ still. Peak year for AJ, I can't lie. That's our guy, but yeah, very peak year.
Yeah, and obviously Wilder. Man, that would have to be the three. Wilder, AJ, Warrington. That's stinkers.
It's peak, man. It's very, very peak. But yeah, man, great episode once again, man. I love these award episodes, man. Always good to reflect on the year. And yeah, man, let's hope 2020 brings us more great boxing. And once again, we want to thank you, listeners, for tuning in, rocking with us for the year. Keep rocking with us. We're going to carry on giving you great content. Literally, that's keep consistent, and that's our MO.
Yep, levels are going to step up as well.
Of course, 100%.
Levels.
Facts.
Yeah, thank you for sticking with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. So this has been episode 70 of the SZN podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Cam.
I'm your boy Flows.
And make sure you keep rocking with us. Check us out on all the streaming platforms, Instagram, Twitter. You know where to find us. And happy holidays, everyone, once again. Peace.
Get a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.